It was emotional, it was frightening, and it was heart-wrenching. The very first witnesses called to the stand today in the Aurora theater shooting trial.
Some were injured, but they all talked about watching others die. The most emotional testimony coming from Katie Medley. Call 7 investigator John Ferrugia is here. John, she told the court she thought her husband was killed.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. There's so much spoken about today, what people saw, what they heard, even what they touched. It's just too graphic to hear again. But what we can show you is the courage of the survivors and the heartbreaking decisions many had to make to survive. Katie Medley, pregnant with her son Hugo, was at the theater with her husband Caleb. As the shooting began, she dropped to the floor, and he didn't move.
I looked up because I wanted to ask him, like, what are you doing? Why are you still sitting in the chair? And that's when I saw blood pouring from his face, and I knew that he had been shot in the head. I could stay or go, but because I was so pregnant, I had to save our unborn child because I thought Caleb was going to die, and I thought to myself, that's going to be the last piece of him that I have to save him. So I grabbed Caleb's hand, and he actually squeezed my hand, and I told him that I loved him and that I would take care of our baby if he didn't make it.
The prosecution brought witness after witness to the stand and showed the jury horrifying photos of the human toll taken by the man who kept firing his AR-15 assault rifle until it finally jammed. The defense lawyers objected over and over again, claiming the photos, the 911 calls, well, they were prejudicial to their client, and they were aimed at inflaming the jurors. Well, at one point, the judge explained why consideration of such material is essential to the trial.
The larger the magnitude of a crime and the more gruesome a crime, then the more gruesome the evidence is going to be. But that's not because it is being introduced to get the jury's sympathy or because it is being introduced to evoke an emotional reaction from the jury or hatred or contempt or retribution or horror from the jury. It is because it is a reflection of the crime that is charged.
And Prosecutor George Brockler will continue to bring witnesses forward to testify as the foundation of his case, a case that argues that a person who planned and carried out such a mass murder had to know what he was doing and that it was wrong. And for now, the defense can only object, but it will eventually try to persuade the jury that while James Holmes committed this horrific crime, he was insane. The defense did not cross-examine any of the victims today. Testimony continues tomorrow morning. I'm Call 7 investigator John Ferrugia.
A lot to take in. Thank you, John. Now, in the days and months ahead, you can watch the trial live on the 7 News app any day. Court is in session. Of course, we will continue to bring you newsworthy testimony and information right here on 7 News in all of our newscasts.